Good evening. Welcome to tonight's ASEA Executive Leadership Training Call. I am so excited that you would take some time out of your evening to join us. We have a very special guest tonight. If you are joining us for the first time, welcome. I'm going to give you a little bit of background on what this call is all about. And if you are rejoining us, you've heard from our founder, you've heard from our CEO, you've heard from our president. You know that these calls are all incredible opportunities for us to become more together. So I'd like to welcome you back if you're joining us. If you are joining us for the first time, we are delighted to see you. My name is Karen Riley, and I am the Regional Vice President of Sales for North America here at ASEA. It is an absolute pleasure to be hosting this call with a very good friend of mine. Let me get a little housekeeping out of the way before we bring him on. The Executive Leadership Training Calls take place on the third Tuesday of every month at 7 p.m. You can access all of these calls by visiting ASEAintouch.com. And just like its name, it's an opportunity for us to stay in touch. These calls are recorded on your behalf, so you don't need to worry about recording them. They will be posted within 48 hours to the ASEA YouTube channel and to IamASEA.com underneath leadership webinars and calls. So let's take a minute and remind some of our new viewers what this call is all about. Very simply put, it is all about believe, belong, become. My favorite three words. At ASEA, we are very committed to these three words. We know that in order to build a successful business, in order to have the influence that you're looking to have when you're building those teams, you have to believe. You have to believe in the products. You have to believe in the company. You have to believe in the opportunity in the industry. But most importantly, you have to believe in yourself. All of those other things are wonderful, but until you have that deep belief in yourself that everything is possible if you will just put in place the right skill sets and tool sets, the rest is secondary. So believing in yourself, believing in the company, the products, and the industry are critical as you start this journey with ASEA. We love to say belong, and it is so encompassing because when you're part of the ASEA organization, you belong to a worldwide global community that really starts at home. This is an opportunity for you to belong to an organization that's committed to its mission, vision, and values. Our mission is to be a force for good in the world, to better people's lives. It is why we exist. It is the sheer essence of why this company operates the way that it operates. And we are committed to our core values. We do our very best to live them every single day. And we have an entire global community that resonates with these, like resolve and collaboration, humanity, growth, and of course, our incredible three-pillared vision statement. By bringing this technology to the world, we focus on products, we focus on our opportunity, and of course, we focus on our culture, which is a big part of belong. You also belong to a community that absolutely believes in giving back. We have the Advancing Life Foundation here at ASEA that focuses on breaking the cycles of poverty and abuse. We focus on disaster relief. We focus on eradicating human trafficking. We focus on building new opportunities that include building a school in Ecuador, building water cisterns in Mexico, and much, much more. So the belonging piece of this organization has never been more real to me than it is today. After 9 years with ASEA, I can tell you that they have been the most fulfilling, most personally and professionally developing years of my life, of my career. And I'm so excited that you are experiencing that belonging with us tonight. And then the become piece. A lot of people think that if they have this, they would be. That is backwards. You must first be before you have, and you must first do before any of that is possible. So at ASEA, we have a very simple statement. At ASEA, the outcome is not just income. The outcome is become. And that's what tonight's call is all about. deepening your belief in the product, the company, the culture, belonging to this incredible organization where we truly believe that where we go one, we go all, and a rising tide raises all ships. We are focused solely on creating a community where everyone has an opportunity to be their best selves and to achieve everything that they want, whatever that may be. I often say that ASEA is the safest place for you to fail your way to success. Now, on that note, let's take a look at who our June speaker is, because when Justin comes on, he's going to close the call out, and I just want to make sure this is on your calendars. Our president, Jerem Webb, is going to be our featured speaker on the June Executive Leadership Training. That is going to be taking place at 7 p.m. Mountain Time on June 18th. I hope that you will join us then. All right, let's get to know our speaker tonight. His name is Justin Wilson, and he is the Senior Vice President of Global Sales here at ASEA. He has built a successful international distributorship. He has held key corporate roles in multi-million-dollar organizations within network marketing. He has 10 years experience here at ASEA. He was one of the very first team members, and I'm so glad that he was. He has been instrumental in maintaining what we are today with our mission, vision, values. He is laser focused on creating and sustaining a legacy organization that stands the test of time and decision. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, I have over 20 years experience on corporate teams in network marketing. And I can tell you firsthand that it is not just the manner of growth or momentum that a company experiences that sets them apart. It's only when you are able to say you are a 20, 30, 40, 50-year-old company that you can truly say you have made the right decisions along the way to create and sustain a legacy opportunity. And Justin is a huge part of that here at ASEA. With his experience, and he's going to tell you a little bit more about his background, but literally born into network marketing, he has both the internal and external experience to make the right decisions at the right time for the right reasons. It is an absolute honor to be introducing him to you on this call tonight. Just personally, I want to thank Justin for his years of mentorship. I have told the story plenty of times that my good friend, Jerem Webb, who introduced me to this company, but Justin was the one that had to say yes, and I'm so glad that he did. So, Justin, thank you so much for being with us tonight. I know you have a fantastic message for our ASEA family. It's great to have you with us.
Thanks, Karen. Super excited to be on the call with you. Thanks for the invite. I am just so thrilled to be a part of this with you. Can't express enough my gratitude for you, for your leadership, and just doing everything that you do. You are a phenom, and we love Karen Riley. So thank you so much.
Thanks, Justin. And like I mentioned, you're just going to close the call out, so just take it away.
Thanks, Karen. Hey guys, it really is a great pleasure for me to be with you on the call tonight. I just love this concept of this call that Karen has put together. It's been wonderful to hear some of the messages from Tyler, from our other executives. And I hope that I can do justice to the call tonight and share with you just a few thoughts, a few principles that have been very, very meaningful to me as I've been in this industry for really a long time. I also want to thank Karen for reminding us of the great mission of this company, which truly is to better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world. That's what drives us every single day. It's what drives me. It's what causes me to continue to have the passion and love for this great company that I had when I started just over 10 years ago with Vertus and Tyler and the team. I got to tell you, it is a great time to be a part of ASEA, and that mission continues to be alive and well, and it's really the fuel that guides us every single day. In other words, we are here to help people live the lives that they want to live. And that is an empowering statement. And I truly believe that. We really do that through three main ways. We do it through our incredible products that we all know are absolutely life-changing. We do it with our wonderful financial opportunity, which allows you to build something of great value, not only for you, but potentially for generations to come. And certainly from my experience, that is a reality that is just the magic of this great industry. And then the third thing is the culture. The culture at ASEA is unique. And if you've never experienced another opportunity or been in a different place, that may be lost to you a little bit, because ASEA has a unique and very, very special culture that just helps us to become more in ways that I certainly never thought possible for myself. But it has allowed me to really become and grow and just have that experience with wonderful, wonderful people. Guys, I'd like to begin my comments today just to talk a little bit. For those of you who may be new on the call, what Karen said at the beginning of the call was true. I've been in natural health products and network marketing for over 20 years now. And the truth is, I was sponsored into this industry by birth. In fact, I had a father who was a full-time network marketer my whole life, which is a really interesting story, maybe for another time. But, you know, my father was a cowboy from a town of 700 people, and he was able to build a business in this industry that spanned over 40 years and truly created a legacy for our family that he has been able to pass on. In fact, May is always a little bit of a bittersweet month for me. It happens to be the month of my birthday, about the middle of the month. And it's also the day after my birthday is actually the anniversary of my father's passing, which just this last May was 8 years ago. And I don't tell you that, guys, because I'm sad or any of those things. I have great respect and love for my father, but it also causes me to constantly reflect back on what he did for us. And because of his efforts in helping a lot of people, in truly just building something of great value, he was able to pass that on, and that has lived even beyond him and has benefited me. It will benefit my children and will benefit their children to come. So you can see, for me, I have a great, great testimony of network marketing and the legacy that it can create for you in your business and in your life. I have to tell you, you know, my father had struggles just like anybody else. I often tell stories about my father and things that I learned from him over the years in network marketing. And sometimes maybe people may think that he was perfect or that he didn't have struggles. He sure did. He had the ups and downs. He had the emotional roller coaster. He had difficulties with many things over the years. Even though he was able to have great success, he had difficulties just like everybody else does. But there were a few things that I think my father really learned and that he mastered that made absolutely the difference in him being successful in his business over that 40-year time. And it's really, again, interesting, because I wouldn't have said that my father was the best speaker. I wouldn't have said, you know, he barely made it through high school. He had a high school education. I wouldn't say that he was the most talented or knew the numbers. He didn't very well understand the compensation plan that he was involved with. But he did know a few things, and I believe that those few things were the key to his success. And I'd like to just share one of those with you tonight. One thing that I can certainly say about my dad is that he loved people. And he had almost an uncanny ability to see something in people that most people typically would not see. In fact, it was really interesting as I look back at all of his friends that certainly we're still in great contact with, people that he worked with, people that were in his organizations over the years, literally from all over, from the Western United States, Eastern United States, even out of the country. It's an interesting thing to see the types of people that my father associated with. I couldn't really tell you that there was one specific type of person. In fact, he had probably the most diverse group of people in his organization that I've literally ever seen in any organization. And it was really fun to kind of reflect on that and think back to things like conventions where his team would surround him and sit with him at the tables and be with him, just the different types of people that would come along. And I think that was one real secret of success for my father, is that he did not prejudge people based on how they looked or where they came from. And he literally was willing to talk to anybody. And it was interesting. And we would go to a restaurant And it's a restaurant that, my father loved to eat. He loved good food, especially barbecue and steak and meat and all those different things growing up on a cattle farm. But he would go to a restaurant that I'd never been to with him before. And all of a sudden, out of the kitchen would come the waitress or several waitresses, and they would pat him on the back and say, "Hey, Gary, how you doing?" They talk to him and just talk to him about his day and about his week. Even sometimes the cook would come out of the kitchen and they would know my dad by name and talk to him and just chat for a minute. And that was always really interesting to me, that my dad just had that ability. He just connected with people on a different level than I would typically see, or that I even felt comfortable with. Almost everywhere we would go, my dad seemed to know somebody, and they would come talk to him and they'd pat him on the back, and he would joke with them and talk with them. It seemed like it was the same with his team. In fact, many of his team members that he had met or that joined his organization over the years were people that worked in the restaurant or worked in a grocery store or worked around the corner at the mechanic's office, at the mechanics, people from the doctor's office. I mean, people that he would just run into and take the chance to get to know and become friends, often became involved in his organization. Now, I wouldn't say that my father had a great sales pitch or anything like that, but he just made a lot of friends, and he was interested in them. He was interested in their lives. And over time, they became interested in his life, and they would ask him questions. They would ask what he was doing, and that would give him an opportunity to share what he was passionate about. I remember one specific person that just really stands out in my mind that really illustrates the point that I'd like to share with you tonight. This guy was a guy that worked with my dad for years in network marketing, was in his organization in 2 different companies. In fact, my dad really only worked in 2 different companies over that 40 years. This guy's name was Marv, and Marv lived kind of out in the middle of nowhere. It was a small town. He lived in a very small house. It was very humble. And Marv would often show up at our house when I was a young boy. And I'll tell you, if I didn't have my dad with me or I knew Marv a little bit, I would be a little nervous when Marv came in the room. Marv was absolutely enormous. He was well over 6 feet tall, and he had a big beard, much bigger than the one I've got right now. Maybe that's why I've got a beard today, is because I remember back to Marv. But Marv would come in, and literally it looked like Marv had come down out of the mountains riding a horse and came to our house. That's what Marv looked like. He had very shaggy hair. I don't think that he ever had a comb in his life. And so he looked a little bit scary when he walked in the door. In fact, often his shirt had some kind of stain on it. His pants were often ripped. But I'll tell you, Marv loved my dad. And my dad spent a lot of time with Marv. We would go to his home. It was a small home, but we would have dinner with him. We would sit with him. We would help him with projects and different things that he was doing around his house. Dad just became a really good friend with Marv. And it was interesting, even though if you were walking down the street, you probably would give Marv a wide berth as you were walking by, just by looking at him, because he looked so intimidating. He just didn't look like the type of person that you would connect with, just passing him on the street. But I'll tell you, Marv, once you get to know Marv, he is an absolutely amazing individual. He has a great deal of love for people. He is just a big teddy bear and is absolutely brilliant. Actually, very, very smart, very mechanical. But I'll tell you, he joined my dad's business and he saw great success in network marketing, and also did network marketing full time. And as I thought back over that, just as Karen asked me to speak on a principle today, I thought about how powerful that principle is. That often when we are out sharing ASEA with people, it is very easy for us to look at someone and maybe assume that either this isn't for them, or maybe to be intimidated to the point where maybe we're a little afraid to talk to them. A lot of times we may assume that they're too busy, or that they would have no interest in what we have. And what I learned from Marv is that you can be surprised, and that success comes in all shapes and in all sizes. And if you were to go with my dad to any event, you would see guys like Marv. You would see people that just from all different walks of life that found great value in the relationship that they had with my dad, with the company that he was with the opportunity that he offered them. And man, that is just a great lesson to me as I thought back what he really had and what helped him to be successful. And I would say that one principle that he had down is that you had an opportunity, you had the ability to be successful regardless of where you are today, regardless of what you look like, regardless of maybe my perceptions of you. People have greatness within them. And if we will simply share, if we will simply be a good friend to people, we will find that they can become much more than they may even think they can become themselves. And I'll tell you, that's really what we are all about at ASEA. As I've been with this great company now for 10 years, I've had the opportunity to meet so many people from all over the world who maybe, I've met many people who maybe felt a little down on themselves or didn't see or didn't have a vision that they could become what they have become today. And it has been one of my great joys to watch people become more because of their great association with this company. I've made many wonderful friends that I certainly would never have met any other way. And for that, I will always be grateful. I just want to, just to kind of illustrate this point a little bit, there's one quote that is probably my favorite quote ever from Mother Teresa, and it's pretty simple. But the quote says, Mother Teresa said, "If you judge people, you have no time to love them." And that is, for me, a very profound statement. In this world today, it is very easy for us to judge and to look at people and make assumptions. And when we do that, often we forget what influence and how we can help people to become more. ASEA is certainly that opportunity. We have a great financial opportunity. We have products that can change lives, and they're changing lives every single day. So a culture that is sticky, that when you come, you feel like you're a part of something. You feel like you have people around you that care about you and that love you and that belong to something that is bigger than all of us. And that is something very, very special. So when I think about ASEA, guys, I don't necessarily, when you talk about our mission, which is to better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world, there is no qualifying statement that is added on to that mission. We don't say that we want to better your life if you look a certain way, or if you feel a certain way, or if you come from a certain place. We want to better people's lives regardless of where they are today. For me, it doesn't matter so much what someone looks like or where they come from as they become associated with ASEA. It is more about what they can become because of their association with this great company. I certainly will be forever grateful to Vertus Norton for seeing something more in me than I even saw in myself when I started with him over 10 years ago, for taking the time to spend time with me, to talk to me, to share principles with me, to help me to overcome my weaknesses. I will forever be grateful to Tyler for sharing his principles and his incredible vision for humanity and for what this can be in people's lives and what it has done for me as well. And guys, I have a great desire in me to share that same thing with as many people as I possibly can in any way that I can. And I'm certainly grateful for each of you and for your willingness every day to go out there and to tell our story and to help people to see the great vision of what this can become for them. In fact, as I close my comments today, I had an interesting experience with this just over the last couple of months with ASEA. In fact, I had an opportunity just over about a couple of months ago to actually meet with a very, very interesting gentleman. Now, this gentleman is actually, he's a biker. He's kind of a motorcycle guy. And in fact, he's also kind of a celebrity. He's someone who's been on television and done several things in the public space. And just through a series of different events, I had an opportunity to meet with him. And certainly, even I may have been guilty at that moment, just looking and saying, I don't know if this would be something, if he would be interested in our products or opportunity or those types of things. But in this case, I actually prepared myself and gave an opportunity. It gave me an opportunity to share with him a little bit about what ASEA is and what it does. And I'll tell you, to my surprise, this person actually became incredibly interested first in our products. This person was dealing with some serious health challenges as age started to come on, and was struggling. In fact, had several things, had tried different things, and was interested in looking at new ways to help his health as he aged and started to reach the later years of his life. His partner also became very, very interested in our products, and especially ASEA and the opportunity that our Redox technology could offer them in just the space of health. That conversation then led to a little bit about the company and about what we do and how we are in business to help people to live the life they want to live. And they became incredibly interested in that as well. They were fascinated with our foundation, with the ASEA Advancing Life Foundation, and the things that we're doing in Ecuador, and the things we're doing with OUR, and literally just became very, very interested in what we're doing. Since then, I've had an opportunity to send them the product. They've had a chance to take the products, have had wonderful experiences with the products. And I'll tell you, it's a little bit of a secret for now, but I want to give you a sneak peek. These guys will actually be with us at our convention and want to share some of the excitement that they have with what we're doing here at ASEA. You'll hear more about that here in the coming weeks. But again, guys, it was just another opportunity for me when I almost was ready to make a prejudgment and just assume that this would not be something that would be of value to them. And just taking a minute to open my mouth and share what we have, we were able to create a wonderful relationship. I don't know where that relationship will eventually go, but one thing I know for sure, now we've got a couple of people that absolutely love our products, have seen wonderful results. It's changed their lives, who are very, very interested in what we're doing at ASEA and want to be a part of it in some way. And I'll tell you, it's another great lesson to me. Guys, I just want to close again by telling you how grateful I am to each of you for being a part of this, for making the choice to be a part of ASEA with us. The truth is, we do have this great mission. We have a vision for it, but we cannot accomplish that without you. You are literally the partner with us that will allow us to accomplish this great mission and this great vision. And guys, I believe in it. I believe in it more today than I did even 10 years ago. And I cannot wait for this year's international convention in Las Vegas. I hope that each of you are taking advantage of this great opportunity because we have some things prepared for you at that convention that will literally just blow your mind. I cannot wait till that great event. You're going to come with the readiness to be more and to actually learn more. And you're going to walk away with some incredible tools and wonderful things that will help you to tell the story of ASEA in ways that you never have before. Guys, we love you. We appreciate you. And I cannot wait to see you again at our international convention. Thank you for joining us on the call tonight. Look forward to seeing you all again very soon. Thank you.